There I am. Brandon Walker, more Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country, coming to you from beautiful downtown Jacksonville, Florida. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. I'm coming to you from beautiful downtown Jacksonville. Listen, we tried to do this outside. We did. I was out by the pool. I had palm trees swaying in the breeze. It was beautiful. It's miserably cold here. It is awful. It is terrible in Jacksonville, Florida. This sunny Florida Bowl, it's a bunch of BS. It's not right. It is cold out there. And the signal wasn't very good, and we didn't want to... Oh, somebody's watching from the smokestack, the Brandon Walker Smoking Lounge. I didn't want to have the same issues the other day I had with the sound and the quality and everything like that. So we decided to come inside the hotel room. That's where I'm coming from today, my hotel room in Jacksonville, Florida. Was going to do it outside, but it's just too cold and the signal was not good enough. So we adjusted on the fly. Here I am in beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah. All right. Hello, Clara, Mississippi. Huntsville, Alabama is here. What's up, fam? Brian Sis, good to have you. So yeah, I went and watched Star Wars last night. That's what I did. That's what I did with my night. That's how I passed the time. It was okay. I didn't really love it. Brandon on Maroon Friday. Hello, there's Terp and Landshark and Caesar. And Caesar standing in the background. I know you can't tell he's standing, but trust me, he is. It's cold here in Mississippi. Sound is much better. Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon. Yes, well, it'll be afternoon for you guys in Mississippi in about 1 minute. So it is what it is. All right. Mississippi State playing in the Tax Slayer Bowl tomorrow. I'll be heading downtown to Everbank Field in about 5 minutes. After we get done with this, I'll be going down there to do whatever I need to do today. And then there's a press conference. Well, there's already been a press conference. There's a pep rally tonight, which I hope it's not outside because it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Liberty, Mississippi. Hello. What's up? Steve Brown. Hello. Hail State from South Arkansas. Jamie Stanley checking in this morning. I think you work with a lot of clowns. Thank you, Grace. It's rough out here. It's rough. Kenny Manning with his random town of the day. It's Alligator, Mississippi, and I have heard of that one. Cale Pierce, it's not the cigar room. It's the Brandon Walker Smoking Lounge, and if you don't get it right, you can get out right now. It's not the cigar room. It's the smokestack. It's the Brandon Walker Smoking Lounge. It's on the door. Take a pic of that and put it under this chat, please. Houston, Texas. Jackson's Gap, Alabama. Lafayette County, Mississippi. Savannah. Hello, Savannah, Georgia. Good people come from Savannah. Great people. Not all of them, but some. Tunica, top of the sip. Hello, Gibbo Gibson. Hail State and more Cowbells en route to Jacksonville. Jacksonville takes forever to get here. No matter where you are in the world, Jacksonville is at least a 6-hour drive. I don't know how it happens. Hello, Alan Lundy. Hello, Ackerman, Mississippi. Faye Ward. I haven't made it in there yet, Brandon. Oh, I see. You're in the little... Oh, okay. I know where you're at. I know where you're at. But you still need to get into the Brandon Walker Smoking Lounge. That's all I'm saying. Loveland, Colorado. Baldwin, Mississippi, right there at the Prentice-Lee County line. Mantachie, Mississippi. I don't know. Mantachie, is that in Itawamba County or Monroe County? It's somewhere up in there, right? Hail State from I-10 in Tallahassee, headed your way. Well, that's another 3 or 4 hours. It's a dead drive, nothing to, oh, wait, hold on. Tracy Whitehurst says, dude, get a job. You sick at speaking. Well, Tracy, you sick at typing. I do not sick at speaking. I'm very good at speaking. And I am actually getting paid right now. So I have a job. And the direct deposit hits every 2 weeks. So, bang, bang. I'm dying to hear about all of your adventures there. Yeah, but not many adventures right now. It's cold out there. Glenn Duncan, can't wait to see you. I'll get your man Steve to give you my phone number and text me, and we'll hook up. Marco Davidson in West Point, Mississippi. Point City, good to see you. Who was that said you have a station set up somewhere before the game? Yes, I will, Christopher Holly. I'm going down to the stadium to do that just in a little bit. Thank you, Jenna Latar Jacques. Collierville, Tennessee. Boy, I was really doing good until somebody told me I was sick at speaking, and then that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. But I'm okay. Look at that. I bounced back. So State's playing in the Tax Slayer Bowl, Louisville. I haven't seen a lot of State fans here. I've seen a couple. I haven't seen a lot of Louisville fans. I've seen one. So not a lot of buzz down here, but it's just Friday afternoon. We'll hope maybe it'll pick up in the next couple of days. So you're not going to do a polar bear plunge. I didn't say I wasn't going to do it. I just said it's cold outside right now. Is it not Maroon Friday? Kenny, I'm wearing maroon. What do you want me to do here? This is maroon. I just got maroon all over it. BJ Cummings says Dan Mullen's 6 at life. It's 6 to 6, doesn't it? All right, today's show. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. We're going to talk about the Tax Slayer Bowl. We'll talk about the Peter Sermon factor. We'll talk about the mood in Jacksonville. We'll talk about all of that. And in today's top 5, the top 5 Mississippi State athletes poised to have the biggest 2018. The top 5 Mississippi State athletes poised to have the biggest 2018. You know what? I'm having fun. Let's leave it right here for a second. Let's leave it right here. Let's just talk to you guys. Point City is here. Junior Ray, haven't seen you in a couple days. Leaving at 5 p.m., Melissa Hikes Robertson is. Happy Maroon Friday. Bring home a win. Thank you, Dickie Delschmidt. Scott Strickland, 6 at Sicking. That's almost a tongue twister is what that is. Turp, show me the guys back in the studio. I'd like to see how is that nice Florida weather? Yeah, it's nice. It's 37 degrees outside. This is BS. This is BS. How about 112 to 36? Scott Campbell asking about that women's basketball win. That was something else. Yeah, I'm starting to think they're pretty good. Starting to think they're really, really good. I don't know how you could come to any other conclusion at this point. They might be one of the top 2-3 teams in the country. UConn, Mississippi State, and the line forms after that. Where did Turp go? Where did Turp go? What is happening right now? All right, whatever. Whatever. Anyway, did he really leave during? Oh, there he is. Hello, Mr. Sunshine.
I'm here.
All right.
Never left.
We can see that you left.
I'm away.
Anyway.
No, I was doing other things.
Are you ready? Are you ready to do the show?
Yeah, but I'm adding in your sound later.
So I'm not going to hear the music?
No.
Somebody said Baby Gap had a sale and Turp had to leave. That is hilarious. Who is that beautiful lady behind you? I don't have a lady behind me. That's Caesar. Caesar's the beautiful lady in the studio there.
Wait, do you want me to?
So anyway, I'm ready, sir.
Music if you want me to.
I would like you to play the music, yes.
All right, give me like 1 minute.
And put the camera back on. Put the camera back on me. This is ridiculous. Put the camera back on me. So yeah, we're going to we'll get right to it. You're going to play the music. When are you going to play it?
20 seconds.
All right. So 20 seconds. We'll start the show. We will have a good time on the show. We'll talk about the Louisville game. You know, I don't think it looks very good, but whatever. We'll see. It's a bowl game. It's the 8th straight bowl game for Mississippi State. You can't take that for granted, right? You can't act like we've been in a bowl every single year for the rest of our history, because we haven't. We haven't. Randy Gill went to the women's game last night. It wasn't even that close. Yeah, State's women's basketball team, pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah, Turp, I'm ready. Let's go.
The More Cowbell Show, brought to you by SEC Country. And now, your host of the More Cowbell Show, Brandon Walker.
That's me, Brandon Walker, More Cowbell, Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country, coming to you from beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. It's nice and sunny outside where it's a balmy 37 degrees, and it is miserable. Why? Oh, why? Does the weather have to be like this when I'm down here? Oh, whatever. I'm not going to be bitter about it. I got in the pool anyway, swam around, took all my clothes off. Everybody else left the pool. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I went to Dave & Buster's last night. I'd never been to a Dave & Buster's. I went there by myself. Is that pathetic? I don't care. all right? I had fun. I didn't play any games. I just ate. I watched other people play games. You know what? Now that I say it out loud, it does sound kind of pathetic. Let's move on. Brandon Walker, more Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. I'm coming to you from my hotel room in Jacksonville, Florida. Terp, Landshark, Caesar, they're back in the studio doing God knows what, not much of anything. And we'll get right into the show. We're going to talk about the Gator Bowl today. We're going to talk about the Peter Sermon factor and what difference he can make for a defense, and God knows we know what that is. We'll talk about the mood in Jacksonville for a little bit, and today's top 5 will be the top 5 Mississippi State players or athletes poised for a big 2018. So here we go. The Tax Slayer Bowl is here. Less than 24 hours. Mississippi State and Louisville kick off. This has always been a matchup that I wanted to see. I always thought Louisville was there was kind of a kinship to Mississippi State. There are certain programs in the country that I think maybe fight the same battles that State fights, and Louisville's one of those teams. South Carolina's another one. It just seems similar. I've never really had beef with Louisville. I've never had a problem with Louisville. I've always I don't know if admired is the word, but I just haven't disliked or hated them. And I can't say that about 80% of the other teams in the country. I've found a reason to dislike or hate most teams, but Louisville I've never gotten around to hate. But Louisville we've had some recruiting battles with them over the last couple of years, and we've won some, they've won some. So it's been interesting. The two staffs have been intertwined with Peter Sermon and Todd Grantham trading places this year. Would have been more interesting if Grantham was still here, but he's not. But luckily for us, Peter Sermon is still at Louisville. So there have been some connections here. Now, we go into this game. Does State have a chance to win? Well, I guess anytime you throw out the football, Mississippi State has a chance to win. But if I were a betting man, which I'm not sure I would put very much money on Mississippi State's chances. I'm not sure I would be very confident. That doesn't mean I'm not excited about the opportunity to watch Mississippi State play another football game in 2017. For the most part, I really enjoyed the 2017 version of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. It comes to an end tomorrow. Some would say it already came to an end because Mullen left, because Fitzgerald got hurt, whatever. But no, this team gets to play again tomorrow. Jeffrey Simmons, as a sophomore, gets to play one more time. Montez Sweat gets to play one more game to decide if he's going to go pro or not. Aries Williams gets to add to his 1,000 yards one more time. Kylan Hill gets to take one more step in his freshman season. Keaton Thompson gets his first opportunity to be the man at Mississippi State. So there's plenty here. There's plenty here to entertain yourself with. To me, this is a player's game. It's about the players. And it has to be that way because the coaches, let's be honest, the coaches for Mississippi State really aren't here in the long run. Like the interim coach, Greg Knox, he will not be employed by Mississippi State likely come Monday. He's off to Florida, off to wherever he's going. Ron English, I don't know if he'll still be here. Other Baker, you don't know how many of these guys will still be at Mississippi State. Brett Elliott, I'm sure, will be going to Florida in some capacity. So the coaching staff really isn't Mississippi State here. They're just kind of getting the job done, collecting their final paychecks, and trying to get this team ready. Now, coaching staff's not going to mail it in. They're professionals. They want to win this game. But it's about the players. It's all about the players. It's about the players on an individual basis. Can they be ready for Louisville? Can they get up to play one more time? It's about the players impressing Joe Moorhead and his staff and showing them that, hey, I deserve a spot next year. I'm going to be your best player, whatever. It's about guys like Keaton Thompson. It's about guys, can he prove himself in his first start? The Egg Bowl is what it was. He came in a shocking situation. He didn't win that game, but he played well at the end. Now, he's had a month to know he's the guy for this game. Can he prove himself in his first start? Can he show why he was a 4-star recruit? Can he show why he's the highest-rated quarterback recruit Dan Mullen ever signed at Mississippi State? It's Aries Williams' game. Can he get 100 yards again? Can he continue his really good redshirt junior season? It's the offensive line's game. Can they push the Louisville D around? The Louisville D, not very good. I know that's shocking. But can they push it around? Can these players on an individual and team basis rally behind each other and get it going? The coaching's not going to be great. Let's be honest. It's just not possible. There's a reason guys like Dan Mullen and Joe Moorhead command $3, $4, $5, $6 million a year, because coaching is difficult. It's not easy. There's a reason Bobby Petrino makes what he makes, $4 or $5 million a year, because it's not easy. And Louisville has a very good head coach. You can say what you want for Bobby Petrino. He was kind of a laughingstock for what happened at Arkansas, but he's still a very good coach. And the coaching mismatch is way, way, way in Louisville's favor. And the only thing that sways it towards Mississippi State is the fact that Louisville's defensive coordinator is so terrible. Well, let's move on to that defensive coordinator, Peter Sirmon. Dan Mullen, for whatever reason, decided that guy should coordinate a defense in 2016. It led to the worst season Dan Mullen ever had at Mississippi State. It led to losing to teams like Kentucky by giving up 40 points, and to teams like BYU. It led to not forcing Arkansas to punt, giving them 58 points. It led to so many embarrassing things. And for some reason, somebody looked at that film and said, I need him at Louisville. Bobby Petrino looked at that film and said, I need that guy on my side. And it hasn't gone well. I'm shocked. I know you are too. It has not gone well at all. But I looked at the numbers. Louisville, 70th in scoring defense this year. 53rd in rushing defense nationally. 76th in passing yards nationally. Now, that's not nearly as bad as he was at Mississippi State, but it's also in a weaker conference. It's weaker competition. Louisville gave up 232 passing yards a game. That bodes well, although that's not really the strength of this Mississippi State team. But they gave up a couple hundred rushing yards a game. That is the strength of Mississippi State's team. So regardless of the offensive coaching, Mississippi State will have a chance to move the football. They'll have a chance to score points. They will. That's just the reality of the situation. Peter Sirmon is not good at what he does. I envy the man. I wish I could be not good at what I do and make as much money as he does. Although somebody in the Facebook Live has already told me today that I suck at speaking. So I really want to thank her for that nice ego boost. And she has been booted and banned permanently from this Facebook Live. State's defensive talent is enough, I believe, to slow Louisville down. Just if Todd Grantham was there. Now, Louisville has the best player. Louisville has the best player in the country in Lamar Jackson. I think he only didn't win the Heisman again because you can't win it twice. Voters have decided you cannot win it twice. You have to double your stats from the previous year to win it twice. It's just never going to happen. But Lamar Jackson's probably the best player in the country, and Louisville has him, and it's not looking good. Now, man for man, State has more talent, I believe, on defense than Louisville has on offense. But Louisville has Lamar Jackson, and State doesn't have a defensive coaching staff right now. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. I mean, I don't see Lamar Jackson in his final game not scoring at least 35 or 40 points. I don't see that. It's going to be very, very tough. It reminds me of the 98 Cotton Bowl when State kind of came in there after the SEC title game and were facing Heisman winner Ricky Williams, and he ran wild. It reminds me of that. Ricky Williams was probably the best player in the country that year. So it's very, very similar. If Grantham were here, I'd feel really, really good about this game. Grantham is not. So I don't feel good about this game. But that doesn't mean I'm going into the game dreading it. It doesn't mean I'm going in there saying, oh, we have no chance. Let's just take our whipping and go home. I'm just going in there with an open mind. Hey, players, prove it. Players, go out there, earn it, earn your spot with Joe Moorhead and try to win this game. I still wish Joe Moorhead had figured out some sort of way to coach his team. And I'll tell you why. I know why he didn't. I understand his reasoning. I understand why a coach would want to build his program and start with recruiting and focus on all that and then get to spring practice. But I don't know. When the day he was hired, he became it was his team. It's his team. And, we're kind of going to let him go out there and play without the head coach tomorrow. It just feels weird. I just wish he had taken command. But, there's a lot going on. I can forgive that. Maybe I'm just being an unreasonable idiot when I say that. But it's just the unreasonable fan in me wishes somehow that could have happened. But it didn't, so whatever. The Boone in Jacksonville, yeah, it's cold here. It's miserable. It's 37 degrees outside. It is not fun. The players seem to be having a good time. The players have gone. I know they're going to a children's hospital at 3 o'clock, and then the pep rally tonight at 6:30. Hope to see you downtown if you're going to that. But the players seem to be having a good time, and that's what a bowl game is. It's a reward for the players. When everybody says there's too many bowls, you're saying there's too many rewards for these players that bust their ass all year. That's what you're saying. Really think about what you're saying. You're saying there's too many rewards, there's too many trips, there's too many gifts for these guys who bust their tails in August and two days and bust their tails 12 games a year playing a dangerous game. There's too many rewards for that. Get out of your feelings, all right? There's not too many bowl games. It's probably not enough, all right? Now, does it mean it's great football on TV? Maybe not, but who cares? Who cares? But ultimately, it's a reward for the players. State's players seem to be having a good time in Jacksonville. They went to Top Golf yesterday. You saw it on Twitter, all the video. None of them can golf, apparently. Ultimately, it boils down to tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last game of the 2017 season. 2017 season will be remembered very weirdly. It was a season of very high highs and very low lows. I can't remember feeling as bad during and after a game ever in my 38 years of fandom as I did during the 2017 Egg Bowl. I can't remember being as impressed with State whipping somebody like they did LSU. I can't remember being as proud after a loss as I was after the Alabama game. And so many other things that happened this year. There were high highs and low lows. But ultimately, it's an 8-4 season. If it's 9-4, it moves the program forward a significant bit. And Joe Moorhead is going to take the reins in a very good – he's taking the reins in a good situation regardless. But 9-4 would be better than 8-5. Let's be honest about it. Today's top 5, it's going to be a short show. We're going to get back to Facebook Live shortly. It's going to be a short show. Facebook Live, I'm coming to you. Today's top 5, my top 5 Mississippi State athletes primed for a gigantic 2018. And I don't know that I ranked these. I just picked 5 people. And a couple of honorable mentions. A guy didn't make the list. Jake Mangum didn't make the list. I know he'll be good. But there was another baseball player I think is poised for a little bigger things. Connor Pilkington is my baseball representative here. I mean, I think he's going to be the ace of the staff. He's going to be somebody that is going to be one of the best pitchers in the SEC. He is going to be somebody that's going to have a gigantic 2018 season. Jeffrey Simmons, I believe, will be the best defensive player in the Southeastern Conference next year. I can't remember if State's had an SEC Defensive Player of the Year, but I think it will happen next year. I think Jeffrey Simmons will be the best player in the SEC next season. I don't even think I'm being a homer with that. I think he was one of the best this year. First team All-SEC. He is a terrific, terrific football player, and I don't see how anybody is going to stop him in 2018. Nick Fitzgerald, now that goes without saying, he's an All-SEC type quarterback, right? A lot of people have wondered, will he fit? Will he be ready? Yeah, he'll be ready. If you've paid attention to the medical reports, to the way he's rehabbing, he'll be ready for August. I think Nick Fitzgerald's going to have a gigantic 2018 under Joe Moorhead. I just hate that it took till 2018. It took till his senior year for him to be surrounded with good receiver talent. But it is what it is there again. Women's basketball fills out my last 2. Victoria Vivians, who I think is enjoying a terrific senior season, could lead another Final Four run, but maybe the player poised to have the biggest 2018 of our entire athletic program. Tiara McCowan is a problem in women's basketball, and I don't see how anybody solves it. She's 6'7", 6'8", whatever she is. She dominates. She outscored Mississippi Valley yesterday by herself. She scored 41 points. She is as good an athlete for her sport, especially by the time she's a senior, as Mississippi State maybe has ever had. As Mississippi State maybe in its history has ever had. That's how good. That's her ceiling. She could be the greatest Mississippi State athlete respective to her sport by the time she leaves of any that we've ever had. Maybe I'm being a homer there, but I don't see any way a Division I basketball team is stopping her from doing what she wants to do. She is incredible. She is incredible. Now, Victoria Vivians is good, too. Morgan Williams is good, too. But she's still got a couple of years left. She's still got a couple of years to go. She's only halfway through her career. And she is incredible. She's incredible. All right, podcast, I'll drop you off there. Turk, make sure you send me the podcast quickly. I got to go downtown. But I'm on Facebook Live for the next, let's go about 15 minutes on Facebook Live today, whatever you'd like to talk about. Until next time on the podcast, my name is Brandon Walker. You've been listening to More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. I'll just play my music myself, Turk. That's fine. All right, Facebook Live, what do you guys want to talk about? We can talk about your favorite restaurants. We do this show at lunch, so I'm always going to talk about food. We can talk about why the new Star Wars was not very good. We can talk about Steve C. saying, will More Cowbell continue a regular schedule after the bowl game? Yeah, we're not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. Why am I moving my computer? We're going to stay right here. What did you eat last night? So I ate on the way in. I ate a little seafood hole-in-the-wall joint. Didn't even recognize the name. And then I ate at Dave & Buster's. Brandon, you look tired. Terp has left the building. Grace Thacker, good. I'm not very tired. Fried oyster for lunch. Brandon Hoffer, you're ahead of me, but I'm going. I'm going to Clark's Fish Camp at 4:30. They open at 4:30, and I'm going to be sitting there waiting on them. That's what I'm doing today. So if you're in Jacksonville and you want to holler at me, Clark's Fish Camp at 4:30. Let's do it. Lance Musgrove says to comb my hair. Lance, I haven't combed my hair since I was 5 years old. What is the weather forecast for the game tomorrow? Cold. Although I think it'll be warmer than this. I think the high temperature tomorrow is 56. It ain't 56 out there today. I don't know what it is, but it's not 56. Is your family there? I'm sure they're here somewhere. I want to hear your Star Wars review. I just couldn't get into it. The story with Finn and Rose, what was that? And I don't know. Maybe I saw it too late. I did see it at a theater with Lazy Boy recliners, and that was fun. And I might have fallen asleep once. They're right. The hair needs combing. No, it doesn't. All right. Oh, that's Caesar. Yeah. Who let Caesar up on a stepladder to type that sentence? Who's the backup to Keaton Thompson? Let's hope it doesn't get to that. Logan Burnett's his name, but whatever. Lamar Jackson equals Shoelace performance. So Shoelace was Denard Robinson, right? Shoelace was Denard Robinson of Michigan, and he didn't play well against Mississippi State's defense. But Lamar Jackson's a better player than Denard Robinson. Just a better player all the way around. Will you be live on location before the game? I will. Star Wars had too many corny jokes. Kenny Manning. Yes, it had too many corny jokes. And they weren't even funny. It was just, I don't know. And Luke Skywalker, it was kind of, I'm not going to say that out loud.
That movie was so bad.
Terp, stop.
Luke Skywalker's a loser.
He's a loser.
Thanks. I got another word. Starts with a B. But he's just a loser. Like, what's he? I don't know. How is Nick, Brandon? I think Nick's going to be okay. He's walking around in a boot. And Dickie Delschmidt says, "What time tomorrow?" I'll be arriving at the stadium at 9 a.m. Hat or visor? I don't wear either. I can't wear hats because my ears are too big. I look like a car coming down the road with the doors open when I wear a hat. It just doesn't work. It just, they're big anyway, but I put on a hat and then boom, there they go. Do you know what time you'll be live tomorrow? I'll be live at 9 a.m. I hope. Junior Ray says Pilkington, Malik Deer, Nick Weatherspoon, Tierra, and Kylan Hill. I don't think Kylan Hill yet. I think your Kylan Hill is a couple of years from now. What's your take on the Georgia Bulldogs this year? I mean, they're playing. I think they're going to be playing Oklahoma. They've had a great season. I don't know why you're asking me, but yeah, incredible year, and it's only going to get better. They're going to be something to deal with for a long, long time. All right, you look rough. Reminds me of my niece's husband, Charlie. Oh no. No, I don't look that rough. I promise you, I do not look rough. I'm fine. I didn't even drink last night. I don't drink. No. Setting alarm for 9 a.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Central Time. That seems redundant, but Steve, see, you do what you got to do. Steve, give your boy Glenn my phone number and let him holler at me so I can get my Top Gun, would you? All right, guys, what else you got? Anybody in Jacksonville? Thank you, Bonnie. I can always count on Bonnie to reaffirm me. Lee Jennings says Wake Forest touchdown. I didn't realize. Oh, yeah, the Belk Bowl was on. I went to the Belk Bowl a couple of years ago. I enjoyed that. Why is the weather when we go to these bowl games so terrible? The Belk Bowl weather was the worst bowl weather I'd ever seen. Let's see. Today is just awful outside. I hope it'll be better. I think it'll be a little bit better tomorrow. Score prediction? Kale, I'll get to that. Kevin Wright says, do you cheer for SEC teams during bowl games? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I hope they all lose. I SEC goes 1-7 in bowl games, or whatever it is, 1-8, 1-9, whatever it is. I hope that's what the SEC goes in bowl games. No, the Snow Bowl was worse. Yeah, Snow Bowl, the weather, but the weather in the Snow Bowl was so bad that it was good. Like, you remember it because of the weather. So that was probably the best. How was that trip, Brandon? The drive was long, but here we are. All but the school up north. Don't have to worry about them losing their bowl game. Let's see. Need a selfie in the stadium pool. Thank you, Steve C. I'll handle the selfies around here. I wonder if they'll have the stadium pool. Of course, if it's heated now. I don't know. Sunny at the Belt Bowl. Yeah, that makes sense. With new coaching, team not involved in the game, do you think they're distancing themselves from the game? No, I just think they decided it would be best if they focused on recruiting and implementing and getting ready for 2018 rather than trying to jump in and install an offense they wouldn't be able to install in time. So I understand that. Tommy Smith, you call it, man. You call it. If you say Coach Moorhead, are you going to get a pick with him? I think that would be remarkably unprofessional. So, yeah, that sounds like something I would do. I want the national championship in the SEC, says Scott Campbell. My question to that is why? Why would you want the national title in the SEC? It doesn't help Mississippi State. I understand if you've got regional pride. And they don't want to recruit against them in the SEC. Whatever. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Not that big of a deal. Van Morrison or Stevie Ray Vaughan? Van Morrison. Why do you hope the SEC does not win? Because the SEC winning doesn't do anything for Mississippi State. I love Mississippi State. I don't love the SEC. These teams playing for a national title, if Alabama wins the national title, how does that benefit State at all? That means the national champ is 90 miles away from you. That makes it even more difficult to recruit against that team, and it's already plenty difficult. So conference pride can only count so much. Do you think if Mississippi State was playing for a national title, Alabama would be rooting for us? No, because they wouldn't want another team on that level. They absolutely wouldn't be rooting for us at that point. I just said Van Morrison. I never listened to either one. Sorry. So I'll just say that out loud. Looking forward to the bonus bowl check that can't be shared with those cheaters in Oxford. What's your favorite Mississippi State football year so far? So I think, as far as my lifetime goes, it comes down to 2 years. It's either 99 or 2014, and I prefer 2014 because the highs were higher. 99, the schedule wasn't that great, and bowl game wasn't that great. I know it didn't end well, but 2014, the ride, the 5 weeks at number one, that's the easy answer to me, and it's not even a hard question. Lee Jennings says 99. I guess I could hear you, but I just don't see anything being better in 2014. I don't see how 99 stacks up to 2014. 99 we started 8-0, and we got to number 7, maybe number 6. I just don't think it compares to 2014. Thank you, Brandon, pulling for the SEC because you're in the SEC is like pulling for the devil because he's in the Bible. Pretty good line right there. Pretty good line. I've taken this I-10 drive too many times. I-10 east of Tallahassee is it's so boring. It's remarkable. Between Tallahassee and Jacksonville, there's nothing. 2014, just an interception away against Alabama from playing in the championship game. Although, Junior, you could say that in 99 too. You can say that in 99 too. It was 13-7 for the longest time. 8-0 Mississippi State against 7-1 Alabama, and State kind of just 13-7, and we had a punt return called back. So we were right there in that game too from playing the SEC title game. But whatever, I get you. All right, 1:30. Turk, how you doing back there? You good?
Yep, I'm good. How are you?
Yep, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's Landshark? She doing good?
Yep.
Show the people Turp and Landshark one more time. Let's see what's going on in the studio. Because if you're both not sitting in your chair, I swear to God, I will come back right now.
Really
I will come back.
Not really paying attention.
What's the last thing I talked about?
You got me there. I don't know. I'm working on.
Where did Caesar go?
He's in there working.
No, really, where'd he go for real? All right, hey Landshark, how you doing? Pensacola to Tallahassee is a 2-hour drive of nothing. Yeah. The Florida Panhandle, just not the most beautiful. Lee Jennings says Caesar's in his chair too. I see. Yeah, there he is. All right, guys. I really appreciate you listening to me. I really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for a great 2017, and we'll have a bigger 2018 for this show. We'll be back on Monday. Terp, you're in the office Monday, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
I am too. So we'll have a show on Monday, and then we'll be back to our regular schedule next week as we go forward. I will be back tomorrow personally. I will have my own Facebook Live coming from Jacksonville, both pre and post game. You won't see Terp. You will see me. So enjoy. It's a bowl game. It's the 8th straight bowl game for Mississippi State. We can't always say that. So enjoy it. Have fun watching the Bulldogs play again, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. You've been watching more Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country.